All right, it's chip of the day. Well, sort of chip of the day. It's a component of the day. And it's something that people kind of overlook. This is a resistor, but it's a 5-watt resistor. So we're going to talk about several things about 5-watt resistors. This is a 15 ohm, 5%. And it was removed from a circuit, and you can see right away that it has some insulators, some heat shrink put on it, which is interesting. Guess they didn't want it touching anything. And also, if you notice where the, see if I can use this board here. If you see where the thing's soldered, where the thing's soldered in, there's a big air gap underneath the resistor, and that's because resistors get hot. And if you have resistors right against the board, they can burn your board. A lot of times you'll see burnt boards in repairing equipment because they didn't do this. It's nice to have it up off the board. And so, how hot do resistors get? I'm always shocked at how hot resistors get. So we're going to kind of show that today here. I've got some clip leads here that won't melt, and so we will have it. We'll have it something like that. And then I've got a tempo meter here. And it is cold in the garage. It's like 16 in the garage. And we will turn this thing on. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this this power supply up here because it has a watt meter built in. Okay. So we can turn it on. That one there turns it on. And you can see here, I have the voltage set so that this 8.8 volts across the 15 ohms is going to give us about 0.57 amps. And look at that, 5 watts. All right. And so we can lower it back down a bit here. Make it nice and accurate. Look at that, 5 watts. Woo, 5 watts. All right. And so I claim the resistor is getting warm. I claim. All right. I'm going to let this thing warm up quite a while. I actually made the measurement yesterday, and so I'll show you a picture here. I let it warm up for quite a bit. And yesterday, the starting temperature of the room was about 18 degrees C. And if I put the thermocouple against the resistor here, you can see that things are heating up, as they say. Yeah, so this got up to, I have to look at the picture I did yesterday. This is around 145 degrees C. All right, 143.8. All right, so let's see here. Oops, whoa, my chair rolled away from me. The garage floor has just a slight tilt to it. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, if we had we'll call it 144 degrees C, and we'll say we're going to start at 18 C, okay, and we'll get out a calculator, and because I can't do math in my head, 144, 18, 126. Okay, so the heating effect gave us 126 degrees C. Now, I want to talk about, and you could say, well, that's not too bad. You know, maybe the part is rated for 200 degrees C or something like that. You need to read the data sheet of whatever resistors you have, what it can handle. But what people who haven't designed products before don't understand is this number here. All right. So if you look at a data sheet for a particular product, let's see here. Do I have a product data sheet? Well, I couldn't find a data sheet in the garage off the top of my head. But a lot of times you'll see the temperature range of products. It'll say, oh, this product works from 0 to 40 C, okay? Or it'll work from -20 to plus 40 C. Or it will work from 0 to 70 C. And so you will see different ranges of products, okay? And so that is the ambient temperature, okay? So let's just say we'll just use the 40 degrees C number, okay? And it was 18 degrees C, right? And so we've got 22, which is 22. Oops, 22 degrees. I can't draw today. Blah. 22. Okay, so you take 18 and you add 22. That's going to give you your 40, right? The temperature will also be plus 22. Okay, so now this 126, this 144, we're going to have to add 22 to it. So actually that resistor is going to get up to around 166 degrees C, all right, if you're operating it at plus 40, all right? And then it's going to get, usually your products go in a box, okay? So if it's in a box, maybe the box has a 20-degree rise inside. That the temperature inside the box is 20 degrees hotter than the product, than the air outside the box. So you need to add another 20 degrees inside the box. And then you say, okay, well, I'm going to put some holes in my box. Well, is there airflow? Is there not airflow? And then some products will have a fan, right? And you'll have airflow into it. So then you can get away with maybe a different specification, because now you have a fan blowing across stuff, right? And so there's a lot of engineering that goes into selecting components just because of this whole temperature range. You can't just breadboard something on your bench and say, oh, it worked, ship it. You have to go through all these calculations of, well, what is the, if we're actually shipping to the military, maybe the military needs minus 40 to plus 70 degrees C. Maybe that's a military spec. And then you need to have more headroom, right? So this 5-watt resistor is probably not going to cut it, right? Maybe you should actually be using a 10-watt resistor at 5 watts, only use half of its rated capability, and then maybe it'll be more reliable in the product. So anyway, there you go. This thing has been cooking over here. Does seem kind of hot. Let's just do a quick check here. I'll put my thermocouple. Yeah, I should probably get some thermal adhesives and stuff, but yeah, it's around 130 right now. So yeah, there you go. Component of the day is a 5-watt resistor.